Menschen müssen sich begegnen.
People need to meet, get to know each other, and start perceiving differences as interesting rather than frightening or concerning.
I am not afraid of direct attacks. Rather, I often wonder if some people would behave differently toward me if they knew about my background. Together with Peter Krulis, my fellow artist, we launched the exhibition Invisible in the Middle of Society, showing faces against anti-Semitism.
We captured portraits of people of Jewish and non-Jewish heritage. Everyone contributed a statement reflecting on how they perceive anti-Semitism, either as someone directly affected or not affected.
I don't show a face, that you can't spit in my face.
I have often seen groups of students standing here, thoughtfully observing the exhibition, discussing it, and letting it resonate with them.
I have my criticisms of Israel's settlement policy. However, we must not equate this policy with Jewish people or being Jewish.
A project like this is incredibly important because it makes visible that it's not only Jewish people who stand against anti-Semitism.
And that's why this is so important, as I also know from the Jewish women I know, to show your face and say, I am on your side. If you need help, if you don't feel safe, you can be here. We will protect you.
I then photographed and interviewed people of Jewish heritage. And I must say, during all these conversations, a lot of emotions and experiences surfaced for the people involved. Some even said they had never experienced anti-Semitism before, but during the conversations they recalled many incidents they had either forgotten or perhaps repressed. For example, someone shared that a swastika was painted on their house wall during construction.
Another woman told me that her brother, who works in middle management, still hears comments like, "Be careful when doing business with Jews, they want to rip you off."
And I sometimes felt that people were relieved to finally have someone they could talk to openly.
It really takes a toll on you when you constantly feel that you might be attacked, spit on, or worse.
This deeply affected me, and I found it truly unbearable that something like this is once again becoming necessary in our country.
Anti-Semitism is still part of our society. Why? When will people learn?
When I visited the exhibition for the first time and saw the faces along with the accompanying quotes, it made me reflect deeply and moved me.
The black and white aesthetic, focusing solely on the head, essentially the thoughts we have,
reduces the portrayed individuals to their essence.
My mother told me that she learned in school that a woman who had slept with a Jewish man even once could never again bear Aryan children. But the two parents have shown their faces for anti-Semitism. For me, it has become a mission to take a stand against anti-Semitism.
Having an Israeli husband has added an entirely different dimension to this, as most of his ancestors in Poland were murdered.
And we all share the responsibility to oppose this. That's a motivation I feel deeply, because I believe it is profoundly anti-democratic and a significant threat to our free society.
The safety of Jews in Germany is a recurring topic for us, especially since we have children.
Jews were persecuted out of fear, and Jews were persecuted out of a sense of superiority over them. And this paradox has accompanied European hostility toward Jews since its very beginnings.
I want to show my face against anti-Semitism because making yourself visible is always a step towards change.
To the Jewish people among us, I want to show that I stand by their side.
I was more than willing to be photographed for this purpose. We need to set an example in the truest sense of the word.
No one may be despised, persecuted, or murdered because of their faith or nationality.
It is very important to me, as a Muslim woman, to consciously and publicly take a stand against anti-Semitism. Islam and Judaism share a very rich common heritage. There are so many similarities.
In fact, we are one, and I cannot comprehend how one can be against oneself.
My hope that anti-Semitism will disappear from this world. I do not have that anymore. It has existed for far too long. It has existed for centuries.
And that is actually a fundamental part of our project, to raise awareness.
That our exhibition can work against this a little.
The goal of our exhibition is to counteract this, even if only in a small way. We aim to make people think. My hope is that this reflection leads people to say, I won't be a part of such prejudices. Not with me.